is Jessica, and today I'm bringing you a ginormous IT Cosmetics haul. And I put haul in quotes because they sent this stuff to me. And I am just over the moon because 2 years ago when I started my YouTube channel, I never would have thought I would have been close to 100,000 subscribers. I never would have thought that companies would send me so many things to try out. I know how blessed that I am, and I hope you guys know that I know that. And I'm so excited to give these a try, review them on my channel. As you're watching this haul, let me know what your top 2 or 3 products that you would love to see a review on are below. I think I'm trying to feel you guys out. I don't want to do reviews on products that you guys don't care about. But I do want to review the ones that you are genuinely interested in, that you're like, okay, how does it work? What does it look like when you put it on, etc. You guys know that the way that I do reviews typically is that I do a demo of me applying it as well, so that you can see, okay, what does it actually look like when you're putting it on? How do you actually apply it, etc. So let's go ahead and dig in. I am so excited. Let's start with the thing that they are, in my opinion, the most known for, which is their IT Cosmetics CC Cream. They have a shade that actually works for someone as fair as me, and it's in the shade Fair. I don't know that they used to have Fair. I might have made that up in my head, but light is way too dark, but Fair is just right. And what I love is that it's a squeezy tube. Again, it's perfect for travel. It's always in the back of my mind. But it also has a pump, which I think is so cool. And this I've only worn once or twice so far. I love that it has an SPF of 50. And I think for when you're just gonna be out and about all summer long, this is nice. It doesn't make your skin look greasy, which is so hard to find, I think, in a BB cream or a CC cream, whatever. It has decent coverage, but it's definitely not full coverage, but I'm sure I will do a review on this soon as I try it more. Another thing they sent was their CC Radiance Ombre Bronzer. Now, I got 2 of their ombre products, and this is one of them. And it, of course, fades from darker to lighter. This can be used as a highlight down here. And then, of course, the top part is more of a bronzer. You can apply it. I think the idea is that you can take a brush and sweep across, and then sweep that across your face as well, and it's gonna be just right. No. I mean, maybe if you really take the time, but I'm not taking the time to do something like that. So for me, what I end up doing is I either swirl it around in this area for a bronzy part, or in this area for a highlight, or just all of it to just kind of get a bronzy glow. It is really nice. Is it my favorite bronzer I've ever used? No. I think this would look better on someone with a deeper skin tone. This is the CC Radiance Ombre Blush, and it's in the shade Je ne sais quoi. Hold on, did this one? Oh, this was in the shade Warm Radiance. But this is Je ne sais quoi, and it, again, has that idea where you can apply it so that your highlight's up here. But it is a really pretty color when you swirl it all together, as you can see. I think it's really nice swirled. You could get a littler brush and use just that area for highlight, etc. But I typically just swirl it. It is a nice blush, and I will say this lasted all day when I put it on, but I do want to try it out a few more times to see how I like it. Another thing they sent, I was very excited to try. It is their ByeBye Pores Poreless Finish HD Micro Powder, and micro powder is a perfect name for it. It's so finely milled, and the idea is that you can put it like in, for me, I put it in my T-zone to kind of make that area just a little more poreless, not as shiny, and just to set any foundation or whatever I have on underneath. It is really nice. I've even used this under my eye to set that area, and it works really well for that too. I don't think it necessarily brightens, and this is translucent. It doesn't necessarily brighten like other things like that would, but it's not really supposed to. But it does a good job, I think. I think you can use the e.l.f. ones though, and they're just as good. That's what I'll say. Okay, another thing they sent is the IT Cosmetics. I love that I keep saying IT Cosmetics as if all of this stuff isn't from IT Cosmetics. I'm an idiot. Okay, this is their Celebration Foundation Illumination Light. And again, this is a little too dark for me. You can kind of see. I mean, it works, and I've used it in this area, but it is a little too dark, but I think in the summer it'll be perfect. But it's just a true powder foundation. It's got a lot of pigment to it, but it mattifies, but you can kind of see, where did I just put it? Right there. That it's just a little bit darker, but it works. It'll work just fine as the summer rolls around. I'm so excited for warmer weather. Do I think this is so much better than any other powder foundation I've tried? Not necessarily. But again, I haven't used it enough to really say. I'm sounding really negative about all these. We're getting to some ones that I really, really like. But you guys know, even though I was sent this stuff for consideration, I will always be honest with you guys. So, Next thing, this is one that I have loved. This is their ByeBye Undereye Concealer. And it says it's got collagen, vitamin C and K, and it's in light. I used it today on my under eye. This is the kind of stuff that you get a tiny amount out, and I mean a tiny amount, and it could cover your entire face. It's insane. So a little bit goes a long way. I feel like you buy this once and you like never buy it again, at least for like 2 years. It is amazing at covering and brightening, which is why I love it so much. It doesn't move. This is the first concealer. I was even telling Tyler, when I get in the car after a long day at work and I look in the rearview mirror to just kind of check out my makeup and see how it's looking, this is the only concealer where I don't, like, I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks exactly as it did at 5 this morning when I was putting it on. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And this reminds me of the Hard Candy Glamouflage, but this is way better and it doesn't have the same like smell that the Glamouflage one does. Oh, that one is amazing. They also sent this Feel the Moment Anti-Aging Ultra Hydrating Sensory Awakening, wow, primer serum. And the idea is that you can use this at night before bed as like a serum, or you can use it as a serum before you put on foundation, kind of as a primer. That's why it's called a primer serum. I can't perum. And so it's got a little pump there. They also send it in a box with a little medicine dropper if you'd prefer to apply it that way, which I think is pretty cool to have the option. And I'm probably gonna use this for science experiments in my classroom when I am done using it, I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, it does have, well, okay, 2 things about this. I've only used it like twice. It's kind of, you know, a wet formula that becomes more like silicone type feeling, but it has this smell. It's a good smell to me, but it reminds me of the oil they use on baptisms, like on babies. It reminds me of like frankincense and myrrh. I don't even know. It smells good, but it's a very, very strong smell. So if you know you don't like that kind of a smell, if you know what I'm talking about, then you probably would hate this. But it made my skin look nice, but I haven't noticed a huge difference yet, but I've only used it twice, so I'm gonna keep trying that out. They sent me, okay, this is another favorite. And I already want another one for my wedding. I want like 5 of these on backup. This is their IT Cosmetics Tight Line Full Length Lash Black Primer. So this stuff is genius, and it's crazy because I watched Emily Noel earlier this morning while I was getting ready, and she had happened to bring up, it was an empties video, and she had happened to finish this, and she hated it, and I was like, what? But that's just it. People have very different views on how they like makeup to work. So the idea of this is that it's this tiny, 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 tiny brush, but you get it right in your tight line and you wiggle it up. And I never use this alone. Although it actually looks pretty alone, I used it this morning. But you get your tight line and it fills and blackens that area right there where your lashes meet your lid. And it is the most amazing at doing your lower lash line. Oh my gosh, like there's no clumps, no nothing. And it does, I will say it adds length, so you don't have to use another mascara with it, but I always do because I like more volume. But for tight lining that area, it's taken out a step. Like now, although it's added its own step, regardless, now I don't have to take like I'll usually use a pencil liner and tight line. Now I just use this and then throw another coat of mascara from another one on top, and it's perfect. This is for sure, it's waterproof. For sure what I'm wearing on my wedding day, especially on my lower lash line, because it's very exact, and furthermore, it's waterproof. So when I'm bawling my eyes out because I'm so happy, I won't have it running down my face. And there's been no like fallout on my face. And not only that, but my lashes on my lower lash line by the end of the day usually are kind of clumped together. They just don't look great. They're flawless at the end of the day. So far, out of all of these 2 are like, I would go and just pay my own money and buy them. They're unbelievable. Okay, keep going, guys. They sent 2 of their Vitality lip flushes, and the first one is in Love Story. And I think the idea behind these is that, I'm running out of room, is that they kind of change with your skin, like with your lips. So this one's in the shade Love Story, I already said that. And it's just kind of a light brownish nude. I like it. And these don't have a smell really at all. Flush is a good name for it because it just gives a nice wash of color. It's not like, you know, a lipstick. The other one they sent is one of my favorites. It's in, oh, wrong one. Grab the other one. Je ne sais quoi again. So it's the same name as their ombre blush that they sent, but it is clear, or so it seems, like a clearish white pink. Anyway, but you put it on, and again, it kind of goes on clear, but it's kind of got this like light pink shimmer to it, if you can see that. But as it wears on your lips after a few minutes, it makes your lips look like you just bit them. Does that make sense? It's so cool. I don't know. And again, it's such a cool one to use like in the warmer months like spring and summer, because it looks like you don't really care. You just like slap it on, and then your lips just kind of get this like perfectly natural flush of color. And you can see it starting to change a little bit, I think. Yeah, it's a little more pinker, a little more pink. I love this. So this is another one that I genuinely love. So they sent 3 of their lip liners, and I have to admit I have not tried these yet. These are their Your Lips But Better waterproof lip liners. Now if these are good, again, this might be one. I don't know that I've ever come across a lip liner that claims to be waterproof. But they sent 3 of them. There's this red one, which is in the shade Cherry Flush, and it is retractable, so you can, to keep that pointed, you just use the sharpener that's on the back to kind of get it back to its former glory. They also sent 2 very wearable colors, in my opinion. Spicy Nude, which reminds me of Milani's Spice lip liner that I love. And then they also sent the one that, if I like, I probably would wear on my wedding, and it's in the shade Blushing Nude, which I think is just nice. And it's just, again, it's still a brown type nude, but it's just a little bit lighter than that Spice Nude one is. They feel really creamy, but again, I won't review them until I've tried them for a while. Another thing that I actually was surprised that I liked was the IT Cosmetics Your Brows But Better. Now, this is one that supposedly it's universal and anyone can use it. The lighter you push, the lighter the color is, the harder you push, the darker it is. And it's true, like if I sit here and, here I'll do it, I'm gonna have to do it down here. So like that's a light, a little harder, a little harder. Is it working? Yeah. And then even hard, well I can't, it's hard to press, I don't wanna like break it. But you really can get different, even different like shades of the same thing. And then if you really go for it, it can get pretty dark. So you can see that it really does do as it claims to do. But what I have noticed is that once you brush through it with the spoolie on the end, which is a pretty good spoolie, I have to admit, as you brush through it, it lightens itself, which makes sense, but it kind of changes the shade that you had. So like some of these you see, like this one pulls red, but right here it's not. So once I brush through that darker, it starts to turn a little bit more reddish. So that is my one gripe, because you guys know me, I don't like my brows to pull red at all. I don't know why, but for some reason I just don't think it looks right on my skin tone. But I will say, as long as I apply it where I don't need to brush through it too much, which most of the time I don't, it's fantastic. Or if you do like that more reddish tone, you'd love it. But I will say I was surprised. But I still like my Anastasia one better. The last thing they sent were 4 of their brushes. Now, I don't know the names of all of these because it wasn't on what it was. So the first one they sent is this ginormous one, and it is amazing for not only, obviously, I mean, it's like the size of my entire like face, like look. But it's amazing for just dusting powder, whatever, all over. If you wanted to dust, you know, a shimmer thing, it's just so big that it works so well for that. Anything else, no, but it is so soft and nice. The next one they sent is this blush brush, and I love this. I've been using it, I can't stop using it because it's really soft, just like that one is, but it's the perfect shape, and they sell tons of brands sell a blush brush like this, but I really do love this one. It's so soft, and it seems to apply any blush, even if it's a crazy pigmented one, it seems to still apply it in an even manner. So I really, that's my favorite. They also sent 2 of their very synthetic brushes. This one I've used, it's like a stipple brush. I've been using it with my ColourPop blushes because those are kind of that cream to powder formula, and I really like the way they've been applying. So this is nice, although I do think the e.l.f. ones are just as nice, as are the Real Techniques. And then they also sent this one, which is a double airbrush. See, this one actually says it. It's their double airbrush ball powder brush. And I haven't really used this one much because it's so, like rubbery feeling almost, that I haven't quite found the right thing to apply it with. So I'm gonna play with this one a little bit more and get back to you. Let me know what your favorite IT Cosmetics products are, especially if it's one that I don't have yet, because I would always be interested to try more. But again, if I were to recommend like 2 or 3 products that out of the line you should own because they're amazing, it would be the ByeBye Undereye. It's amazing, it doesn't move. The Tightline Mascara, I put that in quotes because again, I use it with another, but it is amazing. And, what would be my third? honestly, I think it would be, because the CC is nice, I've used it a couple times, but I don't know that I love it as much as some other things. So I still want to play with this. I would recommend the Je ne sais quoi Vitality Lip Flush. It's so, there, it's darkened a little bit. Do you see that? It's so amazing. It is so amazing. And it's different than anything I've ever tried. So those would be my 3 recommendations so far, but I'm sure I might change my tune after trying them for a while. Again, hopefully that was helpful. If you enjoyed, please subscribe for more reviews, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.